Steve here with Table Rock Tea Company. It is a chilly October morning and I am about to do an unboxing and probable assembly of a new machine that we got delivered just yesterday. This is an herb cutter or a leaf cutting machine. Very excited about this because it's going to help us with our co-packing, particularly for cutting and particle reduction of grasses. So things like lemongrass, that kind of stuff are very fibrous, and so hammer mills don't do a good job because they kind of shred it. Picture like putting a rope in a blender. It's that kind of thing. You really need to cut it like a cutting board. But to find a reliable machine for that is difficult. We've gone through many types of mechanisms. This is the latest attempt, and hopefully this one will work. If this machine works, this will be our small scale, like, you know, R&D machine, and then there's a massive one that we would buy because we would know that the mechanism is the same. So anyway, let's get to it and unbox. So here it is, the amazing herb cutting machine. It is small, but the thing weighs a ton. Pretty solid steel wise. Again, look, not to disparage China and stuff, but it's definitely not got the same fit and finish quality that you'd find from the US or all that. But again, we're just testing the mechanism here to make sure that it works. Essentially what you've got is a motor that's going to churn this thing and cause a cutter to go up and down, and I'll show you close up on how that goes. It's going to be a little bit loud. It's going to also walk across the floor here because it's not bolted down. More than likely what we're going to end up doing is putting casters on this that are lockable casters, just so we can move things around. But yeah, that's kind of the gist. So here we go. All right, so let me show you a close-up. You can see it already walking across the floor here. We'll do a walk around on this machine. You can see the motor and all that good stuff. And here's the business end. It's a cutting blade that goes down onto a block, kind of like a wood chipper, if you're familiar with that. It's got right here, this is called the fence. And so you adjust the distance from the fence, and that's going to give you your particle size. More than likely what we're going to do is modify the heck out of this thing. I'll probably put a variable speed drive on it, or at least some kind of controller. Of course, there are the gears to move it. Pretty clever stuff. And what you do is you're going to feed the herbs or the grasses in here. It'll go into these pinch rollers. You can see that, and that's what feeds it along. There is a ramp that you put in. Haven't quite figured this one out yet. It basically sits in here. This is the feed ramp, but it doesn't really fit, so I'm gonna have to modify that as well. Always, you know, fabrication jobs when you get stuff from overseas, you just got to make it work. So that's the gist of it. Next, I'm going to turn this thing on. It'll be a little bit tricky for me to film this because it's going to walk all over the place, but let's see how it goes. Again, a bit of a clever mechanism. I've got a lot of work to do on this thing to modify it, of course, so it'll be a while before I do any videos as far as, you know, actually running product through it. Besides, we're kind of getting into winter anyway, so it might not be till spring. But yeah, we'll see how it does. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned to see what else is brewing here at Table Rock Tea Company.